Hello and welcome to this moment. And in this moment, I get to hang out with Ashley James from Juice is Life. And I just love her energy and I'm just so excited to connect with her today. So thanks, Ashley, for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So if you can share your journey of, being overweight and then to finding this juice and then really like how now this is your life, because I love the title Juice is Life because clearly like it is your life, and how it got you to here. So,
Absolutely. So I started my journey after I had my child, which was in 2012. So I was overweight. I was about 225 pounds. As you can imagine, I'm 5 feet tall. So it was very depressing. I was struggling with drug issues, marital problems, all types of different things. So something prompted me to starting to research how could I lose weight. So I came across juicing and I started juicing grapefruit. And then I started going to this gym and I would bring like a mason jar with me and the ladies there would be like, "Well, what are you drinking? What's that you got?" And then I started selling it like out of my trunk. So that's how it started. But I didn't really start my LLC and my company until 2016. But that's really where my journey began. I just felt like a void or something was missing in my life that's how this journey embarked on me starting a business for myself, leaving the government. I used to work for the State Department for 13 years. I left that, started working for myself. I mean, just so many wonderful things came out of me juicing.
wow. And so I'm curious to like how you were juicing before and what does that look like now? Are you only juicing? Do you eat some foods? Is there like cuz I know you also like support people in coaching and so like how would someone like if they're like okay, I want to lose weight and I'm ready to be healthy, like how can this juicing, support me in that way?
Absolutely. So I incorporated eating plant-based majority. I was like a vegan for 2 years and then I kind of reverted back to eating meat and I'm trying to get back to being vegan again, of course. But I recommend people juice at least weekly or even monthly, as far as like going on a 3 day or 5 day cleanse to kind of reset their bodies and their system. And that's pretty much how I do it all the time. But I drink juice daily. So I don't drink any sodas or anything of that nature, just straight juice, whether it's orange juice, grapefruit, or mixtures, a combination of things, just depending on how I'm feeling and what I need, or I feel like my body needs intuitively. And I pretty much help a lot of people who have like diabetes, cancer, and things of that nature. I help them as well with creating a plan individualized for them that works for them.
I love that. And the one thing that's coming up is like, how has like juicing like supported your mind? Because like even for me, like right now I've been doing 80% raw. Like I'm noticing I'm having a clearer channel, and so I'm curious for you, like also like what has that like done for you, like in terms of like thinking for like about yourself, and like we know like when we change, like our thoughts and our ideas and all these things change. And so I'm curious as to what kind of experience you've had with juicing in that aspect.
I will say it's definitely elevated my level of consciousness for sure. I want to attribute that to the juicing and just eating better and just being more aware and in tune with my body. Even exercising does that for me as well. So, I mean, it's a combination of all of those things. It's not just juicing. That's why I always tell people, yes, juice is life, but it's a lifestyle. It's not just juicing. It's so many different modalities that can help you ascend and, do better in life. But so I incorporate a lot, It's not just the juicing, of course.
Yeah, and I think like that is so important when, we're building this as a life, not just like having like just little parts of it, but when we add like these fruits and veggies and these things and like moving our body and filling our mind with like positive, things, like it really really supports us. And the one thing that comes to mind when I think of juicing, like I've juiced before, but like it does not like I am not, it doesn't feel fun for me. So I'm curious, like how, like, because you're doing it and like clearly you love it. Like, what has like how have you like how has that came about for you? I'm curious.
So tell my customers that are struggling, after you get past day two, you're good. Day two is like the hardest, like if you're doing a juice fast, that is like just completely juicing. Once you get past day two, day three, or day four, I mean, like it's just you don't really want to go back to solids for me. And a lot of my customers say the same thing. I had this one girl, she was struggling with stage two cancer, and she did a 30-day juice fast, just strictly juice. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't even want to eat anymore." Like that's how she. I get a lot of people who say that, but so it's not that bad. You just got to get past day two. It's all mental. It's all mental. All of it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and even like the other thing I was thinking too is like actually doing the juicing. Cuz like I feel like yeah, drinking like I mean our bodies don't really need as much food as we think they do, but like going through that process of like, like how have you found like cuz you probably juice a lot, right? Like how many like pounds
Oh
of
my.
juice are you making?
Oh, so I have 16 juicers. I've ran through like I get all this juicers. No, it's so funny. Like I want the new, I think it's called a Nama juicer, the new one that's out that everybody has where it has like a bigger chute and all of that. So I found one. Well, I found a commercial juicer that works pretty well, but then I've also found a home juicer if you're trying to do volume. So it's like I've studied every juicer you could think of on the market. You know what I mean? So I have the keys and the tools. If you want, if you want to make juicer faster, efficient, all of that, I got the tools for that. So, and I teach
Oh,
that. Well, I teach people how to actually start a juicing business from home. You can make a lot of side money just, juicing from home. I mean, I make over 100K doing it. So I want to teach other people how to have supplemental income and how convenient you can make it, but just, and helping change people's lives at the same time, so.
yeah, I love that so much. And I mean, yeah, because it seems like you're having like a really great time when you're sharing like how you're juicing. So, I mean, that makes sense that you would need to invest in like the best, things. And so like even when you were just starting out, like could you have imagined like yourself back then to yourself now? And is there any like changes or anything that you would make along the way like that would be different than what you've done in the past?
Oh, that's an awesome question. No, I didn't imagine it would be like this. And would I change it? No. I really love who I've become, even like the ups and the downs and the bad parts. Because it wasn't all like sweet. Like it wasn't easy, leaving my government job and having money consistently. Because as an entrepreneur, you never know. One week you might make $0 versus the next week you just make five grand out of nowhere. It's just but I mean, I wouldn't change it. It definitely changed my life for the better. I mean, I'm an optimist, so I
I love that.
look at the bad or focus on the bad, even though it occurs. You know what I mean? So, no, I wouldn't change it. That's a great question. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, and like I think it's such a great mindset to have, like to really, really focus on the positive. Because even like so many books that I've been reading recently, they're really talking about like when we can like acknowledge that negative piece, but like really fill it with a positive like idea or whatever it is that we want, like we actually move ourselves closer in that direction
Yeah,
than before.
that's so true. And I definitely see that manifesting. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
I love it. And so what's next for Juice's life? Like where do you see like how many like like when you're visioning yourself like when you were before, like where does this go? How for yourself, for like everyone, where do you see it like and beyond?
So right now, like my main focus, like I said, is helping other people create juicing business from homes or becoming, holistic practitioners and teaching them that. I'll probably be doing that, I would say, for the next couple years. But from there, I see myself expanding in different areas other than nutrition, maybe more in the spiritual realm, Reiki, different things as I grow and get to that point. Because I just love working with people and helping people expand their consciousness, grow, learn to love others, get along and kind of like bring everything together where we can create a community. You know what I mean? And that's just where my heart is focused on. So I don't see myself staying in juicing and nutrition, but I do feel like I will make a big impact in that area before I move on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, and it's amazing because I think for all of us, right? Like our entire goal here in life is to help others and then also assist ourselves in making an impact and really doing that. And I think like it's so amazing what you're doing because like so many people can make juices, so many people, but like to help people create other ways that they can like make money and have fun and like like that's so important right now because as like we just have been in systems that may have worked and maybe they don't work anymore, and like now is the time where we need to see other ways, so I think it's so important like what you're doing in this moment, and that already is leading to that spiritual piece because as we learn about ourselves, as we actually deepen ourselves more fully, like that actually leads us to our highest expression, to what it is that we're meant to be doing on earth. So
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Yep.
I love it. And is there anything else that you would love to leave us with in terms of like starting a business or just learning about yourself or raising a child, a mermaid child at that, anything that you want to just give us that has just really, really supported you along the way?
One thing I would like to say is find ways to ground yourself. Like you have to be grounded and disciplined in certain areas of your life and organized. So family, business, your fun time, you have to like make it balanced. Because if not, it can become chaotic and harder for you to express yourself or be in a higher vibration, should I say. So once those things are organized, things tend to feel lighter, if that makes sense. So if you just can balance those things out, you're good. And then the second thing is to not think in a scarcity mindset, because a lot of us think, well, if I share this, this person will be better than me. No, I want to see you thrive better than me. You know what I mean? Don't ever think in it, because nobody can ever be you. Only you can be you. Nobody can be, everybody's their own individual expression, and collectively we make a whole. So never think in a scarcity mindset because it'll keep you down. And I think those are the two things. Yep, those are two things I could think of. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, those two are so powerful because it really is like, when we're of service, like we receive, it's the universal like law, and when we actually learn about that we are a part of that universal law, there is no scarcity. There is only abundance. There is only like everything that you want. And like what I've been stepping into now recently is like, I'm actually starting to like create like what I've always wanted as a child. And it can feel scary, right? Because like you're in this space of like, can I really do it? Like, can I really like be this amazing thing that I want to be?
I
But
know
like
what you.
when we can actually like just be like, yeah, I can, we then catapult and change and shift in a very rapid pace,
That is so true. Yeah, that's a good point. Yep.
Oh, I love it so much. So, this has been amazing. Like, thank you so much for what you're doing with juicing, what you're sharing, like, just how you're supporting the collective, because it really is important when we take care of ourselves. Like, we now can take care of each other, and that's like the most important thing in this entire reality is like, we've all been like, selfish, but in a way that hasn't supported everyone. We've been taking care of others and not being selfish for ourselves. So, what you're presenting and what you're giving others is an opportunity to actually dive in themselves so that they can actually be a gift, the gift that we all are meant to be.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me. This was so great. And I'm definitely going to get to you soon about my daughter. She's so excited to meet you. We'll work those things out, but she's excited. I've showed her your page, and I think she follows you on Instagram. So you're, so thank you for having me. Yep.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Until the next moment, bye for
Yes.
now.